Hi, YouTube. Oh my goodness, it has been a hot minute since I've been on here. I think the last time I chatted with y'all was my pro debut, which was on April 4th, and it's June 9th. So it's been a solid 2 months, but an amazing 2 months. Like, so many really cool things have been happening in my life, so I'm really excited to update you guys. But I did make a list of everything just because I didn't want to forget. So let's just dive right in. Number one is I switched coaches. So I switched to Jamie from Fit Body Fusion. And the reason why I switched was I just wanted a more detailed approach. I wanted someone who is going to help me with my posing, someone who's going to review my blood work, someone who's just going to really help me with those fine-tuned details. And like level of guidance that I need at this next level. And I'm so happy with my decision. Jamie actually piqued me for my second show of the season, which was Wasatch Warrior, which I'll get into next because that's the show that I did 2 weeks after my pro debut. And when Jamie took over, she completely rehauled everything. And when I say everything, like, I mean everything. What's up, y'all? It is Thursday, April 16th. And surprise, I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah. Just got off the flight, got to the hotel like maybe less than an hour ago. We're all like settled in now. And I just wanted to kind of pick up the camera and update you guys because a lot has happened since last show. I'm just gonna cut right to the chase. I switched coaches, so I am now with Jamie from Fit Body Fusion, and that decision was made just because I saw the way Jamie was with her athletes backstage, and it was honestly amazing. And it was an experience that I really wanted to try, and I really respect her and the level and quality of her coaching abilities. So I reached out to her after San Diego, and we hopped on a call like right away, and we just hit it off immediately. And I'm just really excited to do this next peak with her to see how we can bring in my physique. We hit the ground running literally like the Monday after show. I think I started my new program on like Tuesday. So I've been on it for a little over a week now, and it's been amazing. Like, I've had such an amazing experience. Fit Body Fusion is incredible. It's so well organized. My training is completely rehauled. My nutrition, it's a macro approach. I'm having fats with every meal. Literally, she slashed all my cardio. I've only been doing steps. And we've just been increasing my food every day. Like today, I'm having 300 grams of carbs. I can't remember the last time I've had 300 grams of carbs. So Cody just came back from his walk. So we're going to go check in with her for the first time ever since starting to work with her.
Cindy, you're matching me.
Comfort set, twins.
Cindy, you did that on purpose.
No. So yeah, we're about to go check in with her. I may or may not film this first one just because it is like our first in-person interaction. I don't want to like come with my camera like, hey. So we'll kind of see like how the vibe is. Mike will be with me. But we're gonna go walk over there right now. They're staying in a hotel that's like 12 minutes away from where we are currently at the host hotel, so that should be an adventure. But long travel day. Travel days are always exhausting, even though the flight was like 2 hours. We live like an hour away from the airport, so that was pretty tiring. But just happy to be here, relieved, honestly feeling so good, really excited about my new posing. Jamie has helped me so much with my posing. Like, we hopped on a posing call for like over an hour, and I've just been drilling my posing every day, and I'm feeling really good about it. I'm really excited to display this new posing and like get everything started. But it should be a really fun show. So I'll take you guys along, get as many clips as I can, and just absolutely enjoy myself. And yeah. Cody's gonna have his little treat now. And we're gonna sign off until later. Say bye. Oh, he's choking on it. Wasatch Warrior was an amazing show. Um, Obviously, first time ever doing it, and my main focus for that show was really just nail my posing routine. Like Jamie changed every single pose, and so I spent basically for those 2 weeks I'd be posing for like an hour, like hour and a half every day, because that was like my main focus, was to really nail the judges feedback with my posing, and that was really important to me. So anything on top of that was just like a cherry on top, and I knew switching coaches was risky, and I wasn't sure, how the peak was going to go, but Jamie is amazing, and like even with the radical changes that she made, like I was just so confident in what she was doing that I wasn't even worried that it wasn't going to turn out well. Like literally increase my food by a ton. Like I'm telling you, remove cardio, increase water. Like it was like everything different, and was eating into the show, and the result, like I'm just so happy and proud of the package that was brought to stage for Wasatch and my posing routine. So amazing show experience. And we chatted with the head judge after, and he actually wanted me to continue to compete. But since I only was working with Jamie for like 2 weeks at that time, she was like, you know what? I want to shut you down. I want to get your blood work done. I want to see like how you're doing internally, make sure you're really healthy, and have you come out after the cutoff. That way you can start building up points for next year's Olympia. Just because the Olympia this year is moved up date wise. So in order to accumulate enough points or wins to get to the Olympia, it's a little bit late in the season for doing that. And so I really appreciate her advice and guidance on that. Like that is the level of like detail and guidance that I really need. And I just appreciate her honesty and looking out after my health first and foremost, right? Like, because anyone can kind of tell you, like, oh yeah, like, the judge said keep going, like, you should just run it and like run it until the wheels fall off. But really, like, when you're looking at what we do, you have to be very careful, because your health is the most important thing. So I'm really happy that she gave me that advice. I was thinking that she might throw me into like one more show, but given the fact that I was on prep for, at that point, I think it was 16 weeks, she was like, you know what, let's shut it down. Let's get your blood work drawn. Let's see how everything's doing. And then we can assess and go from there. And I got my blood work done 4 weeks after I was done with Wasatch Warrior. And that was right before so I got my blood work done on Friday, and then I went to Arizona to meet up with the head of training, Allison, and you basically go in for an in-person assessment. And so on day one, which was a Monday, I met with Jamie for a posing assessment where the head trainer was there, and she actually surprised me and brought Amy Delgado when she just got off stage from the Pittsburgh Pro, literally less than 24 hours from when she saw me for my posing assessment. So like Monday at 12 was my posing assessment, and the Pittsburgh Pro was literally Sunday night. Insane. So like they literally flew that morning from Pittsburgh back to Arizona, and then Jamie surprised me and Amy was there for my posing assessment, and I was like, wait, what? Like, is this real life? It was crazy. And so during that posing assessment, Amy, Jamie, and the head of training, Allison, all reviewed my posing. And Jamie was kind of breaking down my physique and letting Allison know the areas that she'd like to see brought up in my physique so that that could help inform my training program. And then Amy gave me a lot of really amazing tips on my posing. So honestly, it felt surreal being there, honestly, like with all of the, it just was like a whole new level of care and detail that I didn't even know existed in this sport, to be honest with you. So I just felt very appreciative for the whole situation. And it was like a really cool experience. And then from there, from the posing assessment, I went with Allison, and she basically was studying my body mechanics. So we did a lot of specific movement patterns to see how, like, any areas that were hard for me to move around or any impingements that I had. And a lot of them was mainly around like my shoulder. Like my right shoulder is shifted a little bit more forward than my left, and that happens over time just through posing. And my left hip is a little bit tighter, and that's the side that I sit on. So it's like everything is kind of a little bit out of balance just due to the posing, which I kind of already knew from my bodywork specialist at home. But it was cool that the training director could identify that through looking at my body mechanics. And then from there, that was about like 30 minutes on day one. And then from there, I went to go see their bodywork specialist, Kristen. And that was at a gym that was like about 10 minutes away from where the facility was that we were previously. And that's where we like actually got into like some real body work. So Kristen had me do my posing, and she kind of talked about like, okay, like how are you feeling? Like what did you kind of learn from Allison about like your impingements and things like that? And I was telling her kind of like how my right shoulder and like hip like got a little creaky, and she's like, yep, it's definitely from your posing. And it was funny because a lot of the things that they were saying were like very similar. So like they're very much aligned on body mechanics and how posing can create these imbalances in your body due to like muscular imbalances. When things are tight, your structure can basically like shift because your muscles like pulling your structure in a certain way. Like again, like mind blown at the level of detail. Like it was just really cool. I kind of like, you always kind of know when you have these imbalances, but to hear like another specialist say it, it brings things into fruition. And the fact that they are going to give me tools to fix those things is like that next level of detail that I really need and want. So I was like, this is just so cool. So from there, she did 2 techniques on me. One of them was a needling technique where she basically, it's kind of like acupuncture. She puts needles in the areas of the muscles that she wants me to open up, and then it will send an electric current to those muscles. So it was like all over my back, my glutes, my hamstrings. It was a crazy sensation, but it's similar to kind of like those electric magnetic pads. Like you see people that have those pads and it kind of moves the muscle, but this time with a needle. So when the current goes through your muscle, it's a lot more intense than just like those patches because the needle is like in your muscle. So that was really cool. And then there was another technique I forgot. I think she said like PMF. I forgot exactly which one it was, but there's basically a pad on the table, and it shoots an electric current through your whole entire body. And she has a little machine that when the machine like goes on my skin, it's able to penetrate more deeper into the muscle than she would be able to with a massage because of the current that's going through. It's like the current connects with the machine. I know, like completely over my head, but it was a crazy feeling. Like I felt like a very deep tissue massage. So I was really sore after that, like extremely sore, where it felt like I worked out. So I didn't work out that day. And I actually went to the training assessment with my friend Sierra, which was really fun. So afterwards, we just like went to the jacuzzi, relaxed, just kind of like walked around. But that was really fun to be able to experience that with her. Okay, day two. Then we went to day two, and that was where Allison, like overnight, she basically came up with a specific warm up protocol for me. So it's almost like having specific PT for my imbalances and how to properly warm up before each exercise. So there's an upper body warm up, and they call it prep and prime, and then there's a lower body warm up. So that's programmed into like my Fit Body Fusion app, which again, so cool that they have their own app. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so used to like literally like PDF. So I'm like, this is a whole new world, but again, like level of detail, like on point. But so that was like already preloaded into my app. And she basically was showing me how to do the prep and prime just to make sure that when I go home, I know how to do those exercises. And yeah, then Allison literally, I walked away from that day. I think the warm up session was about like an hour and a half. And then I went home that night and I walked away with a custom training program for me. So, like, based off of what Jamie said, based off of what Allison was kind of seeing from my posing, she built a custom training program for me, specific exercises, and then custom warm up. So, based off of what she saw imbalance wise, what I would be doing specifically before the workout, what I would be doing during the workout, and then she also gave me a stretching routine after the workout. So, it is like a whole entire rehaul and like very detailed for what I need for training. And like I could totally see why they need you to go there, to really see how you move, see your shape, kind of talk you through some of those exercises. Because if she didn't walk me through how to open up in those exercises, I don't think I would fully grasp what we were trying to do. So it was super helpful. So yeah, walked away from that training assessment like 10 out of 10 experience. And then I think the week after, I met with Joanna, which is the hormone specialist that works with Fit Body Fusion. And she's also a bikini competitor herself, which is really cool. And she's Jamie's client. So it's like amazing because she's so familiar with the world and like knows what to look for and like what's important, to make sure it's in balance for what we're trying to do on the bodybuilding side. And yeah, so got my blood work back, had a whole hour-long review with her, and we reviewed everything. And the only thing that was out of balance was my thyroid. So my thyroid was very low, both T3 and T4. So I am getting HRT to help fix that. And it should be coming in the next 2 days. So I'm really excited for that, just to make sure everything's level. I should be feeling a lot better once I'm on that medication, and it should help with like brain fog. But other than that, like everything was pretty healthy. Like I think I'm trying to think if anything like really stood out. Everything else was like pretty much in balance, which is like such a blessing. And I really attribute that to honestly like when Jamie took over, how she just like rehold all of my nutrition and my cardio and everything, because she increased my food by a ton, and we've been building my food up ever since I got off show too. So like my food was super high going to Wasatch Warrior. Since then we kept moving it up, like only doing like 8,000 steps a day. And then on top of that, then I was having 2 free meals a week. So I feel like my body was getting into a really good state hormonally, like literally since I started working with Jamie, if that makes sense. So I attribute that as well to like her taking over. But basically after Jamie reviewed my blood work, she's like, you know what, you're in a really great place. I see no issue with you going into prepping for shows in September. So surprise, I'm 14 weeks out today. My next show is going to be on September 12th. I'm not sure exactly which show we're going to be doing that weekend, but the goal is to accumulate as much points as possible to qualify for the 2027 Olympia, which tongue twister because it's just so crazy to say, but you know what, we're putting it out into the universe and we're manifesting because we have goals, and I truly believe that I can do it, and I'm speaking it into existence. So that's going to be the goal. I'm going to be trying to document my journey as much as possible. Like, I did not do a good job with my pro debut, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this a focus. I'm going to try and do a vlog a week. So for the next 14 weeks, I want to try and release a vlog, just kind of like lifestyle stuff. And you guys let me know too, like what you might want to see. I feel like a lot of people like to film their training and whatnot. I don't know if that's important to you guys. But I was also just going to film kind of like lifestyle stuff and like just chit chats because that's what I love to watch. But I don't know if that's what you guys like to watch. So you let me know. That's like everything that I had on my list. Okay, I'll chat with you guys soon. Bye.